Hi friends, today we will see about a short video on DNA replication. So before going to DNA replication, we should know about the structures. So for the structure, we know it is a double stranded helical structure. The one strand will be running in 5' to 3' direction, the other will be running in 3' to 5' direction. So this is the backbone of the DNA structure. So this backbone is made up of a sugar and the phosphate group. If it is DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, the name of the sugar present is deoxyribose. So this sugar will binds with the phosphate with help of a phosphodiester bond. So this phosphate will combine with the next sugar and phosphate and next sugar. So this chain will elongate like that. So this is the backbone. So to this backbone, the bases will be going to bind in a perpendicular direction. These colored structure in this illustration are the bases. That we know the bases will be 2 purine and 2 pyrimidines, which is adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine. So always the adenine will pair with thymine and cytosine will pair with guanine. The pairing between these bases will be by hydrogen bonds. So adenine will pair with thymine with help of 2 hydrogen bonds. The cytosine will pair with guanine with help of 3 hydrogen bonds. So the distance between this base pairing is 3.4 angstroms. Hence, for a full turn or a helix, it will be 10 into 3.4 Armstrong, it is 34 Armstrong. Then what about its diameter? When we are going to calculate about the diameter, it should be from the phosphate group of the one strand to the phosphate group of the other strand. So this diameter will be 20 Armstrongs. So next we will go about DNA replication. So what is DNA replication? One parent cell is going to give 2 daughter cells. Hence the genetic material or genetic information of the parent has to be equally shared between the 2 daughter cells. For that, the single DNA has to divide itself into 2. That is called as replication. The 2 strand has to unwind itself for 2 daughter cells. So now it will be unwinding and become a single stranded DNA, 2 single stranded DNA. This 2 single stranded DNA is going to synthesize one more strand for double helical structure. That is called as replication process. Always the DNA replication in eukaryotes is a semi-conservative process. What is semi-conservative process? The genetic material has to be equally shared. Hence, for both the daughter cells, there should be one old strand and one new strand. This is called a semi-conservative process. And also, there can be multiple sites of replication. Usually, the replication is going to occur in the S phase of the cell cycle. So, to complete within the S phase, it has to multiply at different sites or it has to replicate at different sites to speed up the replication process. Hence it is a bidirectional process. And third, it is primed by short stretches of RNA. This I will tell you later. Fourth, it is semi-discontinuous. This also I will discuss now. So we will see first about the enzymes involved in DNA replication. What are the enzymes? First, we know it has to unwind among itself. So for unwinding, we need 2 enzymes. It is DNA helicase and DNA topoisomerase. The function of DNA helicase is unwinding of these strands. And the function of topoisomerase is it will break the double-stranded DNA when needed. So this unwinding site is called as replication fork site. Okay. So next, the important enzyme is DNA polymerase and DNA helicase. I have drawn the polymerase and primase very nearby because this polymerase can elongate the new strand or it can elongate the newly synthesized strand, but it cannot initiate the new synthesis. So for initiation, we need DNA primase. So what is this role of DNA primase? This DNA primase is going to synthesize a RNA primer, which I have said about the primed by short stretches of RNA. So it will initiate new RNA template synthesis and hence the new strand will be initiated with that primer. Once it has been initiated, the RNA primer will go away. After that, the DNA polymerase will take the action of elongation. This is called as new strand synthesis by DNA polymerase and by DNA primase. The next enzyme is single stranded binding protein. So what is the function of single stranded binding protein in replication? The single stranded binding protein will prevent the premature annealing of newly synthesized strand with the parent strand. Before completing the full strand synthesis, it should not anneal with the parent strand. That will be taken care by single stranded binding protein. The last and the final enzyme, it is DNA ligase. The function of DNA ligase is to break, not break, it is to seal the breaks. So if the strand has been formed as a fragment in lagging strand, that has to be sealed or joined together finally, which is done by DNA ligase. In this diagram, you can clearly see I have drawn this structure continuously, but here it is in discontinuous structure. Why? Because this is the leading strand and this is called as lagging strand. Always the new strand synthesis will be in 5' to 3' direction. This is constant. Either here or here, the direction of new strand synthesis is in 5' to 3' and 5' to 3'. But if the strand synthesis is along the direction of replication fork, then it is called as leading strand. It will be continuous strand. But if the strand synthesis is opposite to the direction of the lagging strand or opposite to the direction of replication fork, then it is called as lagging strand. So here you can see this strand is growing like this and your replication fork is going like this. So here there will be the fragments formation of strands, and these fragments is commonly called as Okazaki fragments. This is called as Okazaki fragments, and these fragments will be elongated by DNA polymerase and ligated by DNA ligase. Hence, this is about the DNA replication characteristics and the enzymes involved in DNA replication. Thank you guys.